Hello and welcome to another episode of the Project Zomboid Survivor Broadcast. I'm Ash from Zombie Ash Gaming. I'm joined by Chuck from Chuck Miller Plays.
Hello.
And Sam, aka Nautical.
Hello there.
Now, today we are talking about Rosewood. Now, what we think of the town. Is it a good spawn location for new starters, or the potential areas to base up and everything like that? So, yeah, we'll jump straight into it. What are your guys' thoughts on Rosewood in general to start with, I suppose?
All right. Actually, no, you go first, Chuck. Go on.
I was just relaxing then, waiting to hear your words of wisdom.
I don't really go to Rosewood much. I'm going to be honest.
No? I've actually spent quite a lot of time in Rosewood recently, and probably most people would say it's probably the easiest of the the vanilla starting towns to start, I guess. And I'd probably agree with that. It's the smallest town, I guess. I like it, to be honest. You get some good spawn locations as a starting location. It's a bit far from Louville, I suppose, if you're intending to go there one day, because it is over the far side of the map, isn't it?
Yeah.
But it's got some. One good thing is a lot of the locations you're likely to start in are good, safe locations. Because you can spawn at the southern end. You've got a police station, and next to that is the fire station.
Yep.
And just up above that, there's a small group of 5 houses, which I think is called the gated community.
Yes.
And that's got
location.
high fences. It's got high fences all the way around, which is really, really good. So there's lots of good places, and because it's quite a small town, they're all quite close together.
Yep.
And along with a small town comes less zombie population, but there's still a decent amount of residential to sort of loot through. It's got a decent main street. It's missing a few things. I feel like I'm doing it. I'm covering the whole thing, and I'm not going to leave anything for you guys to say.
It's a general summary. I've got a few things. So yeah.
Well, I was just going to finish off by saying it doesn't have a hardware store, which would, for some people, and I'm inclined to agree with them, is a big thumbs down. It doesn't have a video store, and in a way, the size of it being so small. Yeah, great place to start. Great place maybe if you're quite new to the game. That's definitely the town to start in if you're learning. But it can get a bit boring quite quickly, I think. Arguably, if you've survived long enough, you soon want to move on for sure.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I mean, my first couple of hours, 100 hours of playing Project Zomboid were in Rosewood, and it's nice to start in, but like you say, it can get a little bit boring in that you've got to travel out so far to get to a video store and things like that, and a hardware store as well.
Yeah, sorry, go on, Chuck.
No, I was just going to tick off the old gas stations, because it's quite good in a way. You've got a gas station right on the northern tip of the town, so it's right by the main sort of freeway, if that's the right word. So that's kind of out of town for it to make that to be a good base as well. If you particularly like,
can be quite busy up there at the start, though, can't it? I think
it can be, yeah. And you do get a lot of. You think you made the area safe, and they just keep coming back into that area. You're right, but it does have a gas station. It's a bit out of town, maybe, but there is a gas station to the south as well.
Yeah,
it's a bit out of town. It's not really part
that
of Rosewood,
road down there to that gas station is treacherous.
Yeah, it's very narrow, isn't it? And it's got lots of trees.
There's normally a wreck along there as well. I've died many a times on that road getting to that gas station because for some reason I thought it was safer than the northern gas station, but I don't think it is. But yeah,
it's quite weird having 2 gas stations so close.
Yeah, it is. But it's not a bad thing.
No, not at all. I mean, I'm a big any like solo games I play or anything. I do like basing up in a gas station.
Yes,
they're just it's just so much hassle, doesn't it? You can just fill your car up at your base and the generator. You haven't got to do the trips you know, to the gas station. So
Yeah.
that northern one could be a really good shout actually, because it's on the highway.
There's 2 stories as well, so you could potentially. I mean, it is very small, very very small.
Yeah.
I like a compact base though. I do.
Yeah,
like
no.
a
See,
compact.
I don't. I have to hoard, so I have to. I'd have to do all sorts of extensions to that place.
Pretty fun though. I mean, yeah. Well, if you know, if one thing I recommend is, you know, open up the Project Zomboid map project. We'll link it below, and you can kind of follow along, so you kind of generally understand what I mean. Because I'm looking at the map right now, and yeah, it's very small, isn't it, up there?
Yeah.
It's such a small building. You know, you've got a tiny bedroom and a bathroom, and yeah, if you're a hoarder, definitely got to be doing some extensions. So yeah, I mean, my general experience about this town is it's brilliant until about a month in, or even less than that, and I just get bored. But there is quite a lot of stuff to do. I always like basing up in the fire station. That's obviously a general, like, really good base location for
Do you know,
anyone.
I don't think I've ever based in the fire station.
Really?
In all my hours, I don't think I have.
It's almost
it's so
perfect.
nice.
It's almost perfect.
Literally, it's like,
I
look,
know.
high exterior fences all the way around. You take some time. Yes, it's a bit of a pain, but you deforest all east of the fire station, and you bring all the logs back. You just slap a wall across the front. You've got a massive compound. You know,
Maybe I
everything.
just don't like the big bases.
Yeah, I can see why. But also,
yeah, I tend to go for the smaller ones. I mean, actually, the construction site, you know, across the road from the fire department there to the south. I based up there once, but I was actually living in one of them porter cabin things.
that's quite cozy, but I don't like the shape of them.
No?
No, I mean, I love cozy bases. I love cozy, but it's just like the long rectangle kind of feel. I'm just not a big fan of that. As in, like,
maybe it goes back to when back in just a slight tangent of The Sims. I always used to have a small house in The Sims.
yeah, base in the
I
Sims.
used to love the newbie family, and it was pretty much like one of them porter cabins. I think just a long rectangle. And I probably just carried on from my childhood, I suppose.
Yeah, no, I mean, I can see why, and yeah, it's a good base location. But then another area that I love to do is the prison. Now, I don't know if have you both ever really? I'm sure you both have gone over there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's where arrogant players go to die. That's what I say about it.
It's the nothing can stop me now, and yeah, I've been there a few times. I will not comment on if I came out alive. I mean, we've all done it. We've all felt well, I don't know about you, but I felt confident. I've walked in there, guns, crowbars, armor, and you just don't expect them all. They all just, because you know, you get through the front and it's all such tight, compact hallways. You can't see around a hallway. You go around the hallway and you get munched. I've always wanted to make it a base. I always have. But I've just never been able to
be a good multiplayer base.
Yeah, just exactly what I was thinking, yeah.
So,
the only time
again,
I really
bit out of the way.
The only time I really go to the prison is to the armory, which is just in that little building at the start there.
Yeah.
Just to get the guns. Normally they all end up pouring out the front of the main bit.
Yeah.
And you end up having to kill them all, but yeah, it is a good base location, isn't it?
Yeah.
Multiplayer would be good.
Yeah, I mean, what you could do is you just I don't know where you'd make the entrance, because I know that you got the car park lot, but if it's like a PvP kind of base, like, or a PvP server, you know, the armory area, that's very accessible by other players, and you're gonna want to.
I wonder if you could actually get someone in one of the watchtowers.
That's
with
what
an
I was
8
thinking.
times sky. I wonder if the zoom would go out to the entrance. So that'd be really cool, wouldn't it?
Exactly. Like you can just do a entire kind of base defense on this.
Yeah.
Because if you look at it, you know, you got all the perimeter walls and stuff. It'd be a pain to build stairs up and over, down. It'd be more of a pain and a hassle. And you look at it, and you know all the windows have gel cells on them. You know, it's perfect for like a base.
Yeah.
Right? Like a modular base. I can see like a group of like 10, 15 survivors basing up here.
But what are you guys going on about? You seem to have completely glossed over the fact there's like 2,000 zombies that got there before you.
It'll be
What the hell?
fine. Don't worry. No.
Just get the lead pipe and it'll be over before you know
Well, what I would do, right? Well, I'll let you into a secret to do. I just set off a pipe bomb in the car park, and then make him walk through it.
Now, what I did something very similar early on in my PZ days. I got a police car, brought it up to like the fence, set some campfires around, and then put the siren on. And I wanted them to all come out. But now this is one of the reasons I stopped taking high first for ages. There's so many zombies come around the car, I could not move, and they just were not burning quick enough. And I didn't bring enough water basically, and I couldn't move the car. Luckily, I was literally losing health because I was so thirsty. I actually managed. The fire killed enough of them, and I managed to get to my base in time. But that put me off high first for a while. I've started using it again recently, but yeah, that's
that is the one issue.
That's so zomboid, though, isn't it? You're burning thousands of zombies, and all you can think about is that, and you might die of thirst. What the hell? That's so zomboid.
I mean, it's something that you would actually have to worry about if you do this in real life, you know. Just getting stuck in a car. Yeah. As in, I've always found that. I mean, a bit of a tangent, but do you think that car windows break a bit too easily?
Yeah, I think they do.
I mean, you know, I know it's like other zombie shows like The Walking Dead and stuff. You'd have like 10 zombies at the window. They're just kind of like gently patting it. And I always
find it's
find
going to take a lot of force to break a car window.
Yes, yeah, exactly. And maybe because it's set in the 90s, maybe the car windows aren't as good. I mean, I don't know, really.
Yeah, could be actually, but
I don't know. I have no clue. But what, you know, I always find that, you know, 3 smacks from a zombie, the window's broken, you're dead. I've always found it and I've always found that something that they should add is some kind of, with metalworking, to make it more fleshed out late game, you should be able to, like, mod your cars.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, definitely. Because there are mods for that, I think, already, aren't there?
But it's only for select vehicles, though, which is a pain.
Yeah, they need to add that. But then even the vanilla cars, they're a bit lacking, aren't they? And I think they've even admitted in this stone that they need to, you know, we're just so used to our filibusters, aren't we?
Yeah, it's insane. I'm like, which car? I get the mods and I go, which car's vanilla? I don't know.
Yeah.
Always that, isn't it?
Just looking at the courthouse, I think I've only ever been in there like 2 or 3 times in Rosewood. Like, it would be a bad place to do a bit of dismantling to get carpentry up, actually, with all the pews.
And the court is just north and on the main road, isn't it, from the fire station?
Yes.
Just for anyone trying to orientate themselves.
Yeah, I'll try and direct if I say anything. North of the police station.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wouldn't be too bad. But I mean, for me, if I'm in a Rosewood, the dismantling, to get good carpentry is just carry on north up the high street to the motel. Yeah. And you got, like, beds. Every room in there's got a double bed, which I think are probably the best.
Yes.
For getting that carpentry out.
Yeah. It definitely is. I'm kind of... So one thing that, when I first introduced my friend to Project Zomboid, this was like a year ago, we went to the school.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's weird that we don't really have any high schools, do we? Or universities or college buildings, do we?
But
Or am I
there's
being
some
silly?
in Louisville. There's some in
Louisville, I
Louisville.
think, has Louisville.
Yeah.
I guess that makes sense, doesn't it? The big.
Yeah, it has a university. It has a sports area
Yeah.
affiliated with
Yeah.
it, and it has what's the word? Where all the students live, dorms and all that.
Dorms.
Dorms.
Got a whole
LSU.
campuses. It's got a few
LSU.
campuses.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, I just need to explore Louisville more. I go up there.
Yeah, it's too big. It's too
It's
big.
massive, isn't it? It's massive. But that's for another. That's not for another
Yes,
episode.
yes. I was about to
Yeah,
rein
yeah.
you in there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think the school in Rosewood is
Yeah.
adequate, isn't it, to get you them skill books, and you got the bookstore as well.
Yeah.
It kind
I've
of.
got a little. Go on. Sorry.
No, I was just gonna say it has kind of got everything except a VHS store and a hardware store, hasn't it?
Yeah, it
Yeah.
does. I was about to say something pretty similar, and also because it's a smaller town, less zombies, all the stuff's closer together.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the maybe we'll go through the high street systematically in a minute, shall we? And talk about what's there and what's good to go for. But with the residential areas,
Yeah.
most of the houses are 2-story, so there's more scope for good loot. But they've also got garages, so most of them, which is a really good location for generators.
I mean, would that compensate having a fire station and all these garages for not having a hardware store? Do you
It's
think?
like, I'm sure you can find a hammer
Yeah, it probably would, wouldn't it?
somewhere. I'd hope you'd be able to.
And you can always find a generator in one of these garages. I find on normal settings.
Even on extremely rare.
Yeah, and which can be quite more valuable than a hammer, I would say, because you can craft hammers now, can't you? I suppose. Yeah.
Well, I've got a little thing which I don't know if you guys know about, but if you go south from the elementary school, so you follow kind of the road going south, you go to the corner,
Yeah.
and you see that it's got a house. If you scroll to the back garden, there's a mannequin. There's like a white little mannequin. Do you see it? Behind the house in the garden.
The garden with the farm plots, is it?
Yeah.
I don't have the mannequin there.
Oh, yeah.
I know
What?
the
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, I've got the mannequin there. Yeah.
You've got mannequin.
Uh-huh.
Do you not have it, Ash?
No, so I think something is going on with my Project Zomboid map. I think it has been for a week or so because I can't change the levels. I haven't been able to for a week
that's a
for some
shame.
reason. I know.
But yeah, just a little Easter egg if anyone is on the map right now. There's a little mannequin in the back garden with all the farm plots. Just thought I'd point that out. It's a little funny Easter egg.
Yeah, they I think they're going to start adding. Wasn't it scarecrows they've added in, haven't they? I think as well to some places.
Yes.
Yeah, I've seen a few of those.
As we're at that house, across the road from it, the road that turns into a dirt road,
Yep.
and then goes into them two houses there.
Yeah, I like the Y junction.
Yeah. The southern house, I based up there. I like this location for a base actually, and nice and out the way. If you're new, especially if Rosewood is too busy for you, these ones are quite nice because they're out the way, quite spacious. You got a garage there, you got a shed, barbecue, power goes out. Yeah, I spent probably about 100 hours in this southern house as a base. I think it was actually that time when I went to the prison thinking about it. So,
There's one issue I see with the base. If you're playing on... if you, for example, are planning on a long-term survival here, this dirt road is going to become a problem.
yeah, I ended up trying to...
Because
wooden
trees are
plank
going to
it.
grow on it.
Yeah. And it also counts as off-road and it'll damage your tyres, I believe.
Yeah,
As well.
probably does. It's really weird. There's all the little kind of... It's weird how off of the... it's onto like pavement and then to grass. I wonder if there's like... Maybe I'm overthinking it, but... wonder if there's like law. I know there won't be, but like... why have they stopped the... pavement or tarmac there and just given up and done it in dirt roads?
Yeah.
Maybe I'm overthinking it, but it's a bit of a weird choice for for example, if this was a real city planner, I think it'd be a weird choice to make such a big, wide pavement.
Yeah.
Going down.
Yeah. No, I know what you mean. Or maybe they haven't finished it. But then these houses aren't like new houses, are they?
Yeah.
It's there for a reason, I think.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm just looking into it too much, but it's like, why would you build such a massive entrance to then have it just turn into a dirt road?
Yeah.
As in, normally when there's kind of a side road which leads to two houses, it's generally just like a little small dirt track.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean.
But I don't know. Maybe I'm just looking into
Well,
it.
I was just going to say that the house that you mentioned with the mannequin, obviously it's just over the road from these two houses in the forest we're talking about. That is a possible spawn location. So it is possible for you to spawn in that house, and obviously you're right next to those two houses, which I personally wouldn't choose as a base location. Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm not saying they're awful. It's just I find, maybe it's just me, I find locations that have a lot of wooded area, you just can't see how many zombies are there, and you think you've cleared the area, and they just appear out of the forests all the time.
Yeah,
there's
is
always
true,
a lot
actually.
more zombies than you think. And it is what with it being one story as well.
That's true.
And actually, it's miles away from everything else.
Yeah.
So
the other side of town.
actually, it's really crap.
It's a terrible base.
You don't know what you're talking about. It's rubbish.
Well, as I said, this is early on in my PZ day, so probably. I mean, thinking about it, I would not base there now, to be honest.
No. One location that I would kind of say is a cool multiplayer base, maybe, is the drive-in movie theatre.
Yep.
Down south there, isn't it?
Yes. So opposite the gas station, fossil oil, and it's kind of along the road that runs east up to like the Moldral kind of drag, I call it. The drive-in movie theatre, it's pretty cool. It's got high walls all the way around it. There's a few entrances, but you can close those off with gates.
Great
or
for
something.
For getting cars as well.
Exactly.
Like
you're in here, secure.
There's normally always cars in there, always good condition cars as well.
Yeah, what's stopping you building a base on the actual movie screen? Like,
yeah, that would be really cool, actually.
Yeah, I know.
Would be cool.
Yeah.
And you'd have the gas station just across the road there.
Just across the station.
And even the
bus
pond.
Station.
Yeah, and the pond for fish, you'd never have to, you wouldn't actually have to leave this area if you didn't want to.
And
it might be a bit boring, but
I think we're long overdue a bus. Vehicle bus.
Yes.
There is a bus station and no buses. There are spaces for buses. There's a car park spaces for two buses to the left of the bus station, and there are no buses.
We need buses.
Right now.
We need buses.
Right now. This very moment, please.
Tweet them.
Yeah. Yeah, so think about the pond just there. It's not bad, is it?
Yeah.
But obviously, if you make sounds in Rosewood, close to the prison, you've always got that looming threat of 2,000 zombies just being over that hill, just sat there waiting, and you make one
helicopter event.
Helicopter event,
catches you out.
Yeah.
Then
you are done for. You might be able to survive, obviously, but
you may just have to ditch the base and move to a different town.
Yeah, so basically survive here till day 7, then go to Moldral or Riverside if you can make the trip. But yeah, I guess we'll go up through the high street if anyone else has got anything else to add other than that.
No, that's
nope.
Everything, I think.
I guess we'll start at the police station then. What do you think about this then?
I mean, it's okay. It's you can get some weapons in there, and a good thing about it as well is it's got a water cooler.
Yeah.
As well, so if you are struggling, rain collector or whatever, get that back to your base, which is quite nice to have. You've got the armory. You can smash the door down if you don't kill a zombie with a key. Yeah, so it's okay. It's okay. It's the best thing we've got in Rosewood, isn't it? Guns wise, other than the prison, of course. But...
Yeah, I think it's the safest way to get guns in Rosewood.
Yeah, it could be a fairly good base as well. You know, you could the north side there. You could near the car park. You could fence that off, board up the windows on the high
Exactly.
street.
That's what I'd
fairly
do.
secure.
I mean, what I would do is I would straight up just remove the windows at the front. If I'd get a sledgehammer, remove them, level 3 walls around it, and then I would build like an outer kind of perimeter, just covering around it with the log walls, and then I'd put like a gate across the front of the base, like a wall across the front. Have the entire car park. The only thing that I can see being an issue here is you've not got much farmland or natural dirt on the floor, so you would have to get sacks of dirt and build yourself a farm, which I've never actually understood in the game. It's another little thing which has always annoyed me. You can't just slap a bit of dirt on the floor, just slap a seed in it and it will grow naturally. Like, surely it needs space for roots and stuff, but...
Yeah, it's a strange one, isn't
it? I can't just get out, grab a sack of dirt, stick it in my room next to me, and easily grow something. Surely.
But then they are completely overhauling the farming, aren't they, for 42, I think.
Yeah.
And the fishing. I think,
and the fishing, yeah.
Yes, the fishing looks very good.
Yes, it does. I cannot
wait. I think, in general, with Rosewood, the stuff that's there, that's like non-residential, if you like, is actually very, very good. I mean, the police station, as an example, it's a big police station for the size of the town. And it's got a pretty big car park, so depending on what sort of what settings you've got a good chance possibly of finding a police vehicle in the car park. But it's a big police station.
Yeah, you compare that to Riverside's. Well, Riverside's tiny.
2 or 3 times the size. And you can spawn in the police station.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think one of the good things, kind of said it already maybe, but I'll just go over it again. One of the really good things with Rosewood is all of, there might be a few exceptions, but maybe most of the spawn locations, the place where you would start when you first go into the game, are good locations.
Yeah.
The police station is one, the fire station is another, a couple of the houses. You can spawn in the gated community as well, and there's a couple of the other residential areas you can spawn in. There's nothing that's horrendous that you're going to get sort of overwhelmed straight away.
Yeah. It's actually making me want to go and play a playthrough in Rosewood. Simple life.
It's a great place for a beginner, but I think if you're quite experienced, you can get beyond impressed with it quite quickly.
Yeah, I think you'd get bored after a week in game or something.
I think it's a brilliant place to learn the game mechanics. There isn't much of a challenge zombie-wise. Well, there is. It depends.
Yeah, it does depend on this.
Well, I think the reason I went here a lot when I was quite new or whatever is it's small and compact, and that was the time before there was a map,
That's
in-game map.
Yeah.
And we've always had this map as long as I can remember anyway on Project Zomboid map project. But it was always a nightmare flicking between and not knowing where you were. Whereas with Rosewood, it is compact. You can learn the layout fairly quickly. But of course now we have an in-game map, and it's luxury. We can spawn in Louisville and we'd be all right. But back in the day, it was it was scary not knowing where you was going. You couldn't even remember where your base was sometimes. It was madness. But, yeah.
I mean, I do like this. I did. I know it sounds strange, but I liked the aspect of not having a map or a mini map because I felt like it's really annoying because I find like a mini map. I don't like the mini map in game. I think it ruins the immersion myself. Like personally, just having like map in the corner.
Yeah, I don't use the mini map,
and I only really use map, like the big map, because to me it kind of breaks the immersion. As in, whenever I look at like a map, for example, in real life, or actually, let's use an example in game, you get the town, and I feel like you should have to use those properly in game. Like I don't, maybe it may be a mechanic where you get a map on you get a map by your side, so you find a map, and then you can spend 2-3 hours in game drawing it on your M map, so you can fill in the map yourself. I feel like just being able to press M on a map and just having everything there, it's a bit too easy for me. And in a real world situation, I like, you won't always have to be able to have a map necessarily with
true.
you at this period. I mean, it's just realism because
I would counter that by saying if this would be your hometown, so you would know where things are. If that makes sense.
Well, as in I get that one.
Do you know what I mean? But
yeah, but maybe like the area that you start with. But I'm thinking more of like if you just
you should have to work for it a bit more.
More of a game mechanic, as in you get the map and you actually have to like use the map and figure out where you are. Maybe or something. I don't know. Maybe that's just me because I like my realism and stuff. I mean, another thing that I don't like about this game is there is no soap. This place was the dirtiest place I've ever seen in my life. There is not a bar of soap anywhere. I mean, I don't know, it's just a little thing. I've actually got a mod called More Soap. Just,
See, again, if you want it in the game, there's a mod for it.
Exactly. Like another mod few days ago was the everywhere you haven't explored is like fourth wall, so you can't actually see it.
Yeah, that's quite good. Yeah. Yeah.
I was going to add a few of the things that you're saying with the map, Sam. I think it's that sort of borderline between, in terms of how the maps work. What you were saying, it's borderline between like realism and just being plain annoying.
Yeah,
because on my, I'm going to get a plug-in. I did the.
Oh, get it in there!
Oh, yeah.
So I don't know if you know, because you might not have watched some of it, but all of it. I mean, my Camden County playthrough. The Camden County is a map mod where the mod has disabled an in-game map.
Yeah.
So I had to draw the whole map, and it got easier, and I got used to it because obviously you had to. But it was just a tremendous pain in the ass.
Yeah.
You'd go a block, and then you feel like you'd have to draw. You'd have to stop to draw that on the map.
Yeah.
And then you go another block or two, and then you fill in the rest. You draw the houses, and you draw the roads, and it was just a pain in the ass. It really was annoying.
Yeah, I can imagine. See, it's that line, isn't it? Of it's not fun anymore. But also going back to what you said, Sam, and again what I said, this is somewhere where you've grown up, so you have the knowledge. But the more hours you play, you're going to have that knowledge anyway. So, like, I could happily play Rosewood with no map and know where everything is anyway.
Yeah. And if you spawned in and nobody told you where you were, you'd know straight away.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you, really?
Yeah. It's like I've literally just opened the workshop, and there's a fitness and workout overhaul, and the thumbnail exactly.
I think you cut out a little bit.
No. Basically, you give us a point, and we'll be able to go. Oh, that's kind of there in that like general direction and area. We've been playing it for so long, we can kind of just. I don't know. Do you kind of feel that? Can you feel the different like types of towns? So you've got Rosewood, Riverside, and they've all got kind of like different aspects to them, which make them more unique.
Yeah.
Definitely,
Muldra's definitely very different.
Yeah, exactly. And you can kind of tell where you are just from just like a general kind of overview.
Yeah.
Very
easily. I think every town I would know where I am. Maybe not West Point, to be honest. Although I have been doing a few playthroughs there, I'd have a rough idea. But
I think some of the residential areas are generic with the type of houses. It's not as though a town would have a particular style of residential. So I think if you were surrounded by houses, you perhaps wouldn't know immediately which town you were in, I guess.
you'd have to have a little walk around, wouldn't you, to get your
Bits
bearings.
Bits of West Point you could mistake for the residential area in Rosewood, for example.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All those two-story houses like that.
Yeah,
it's very
you could
similar
do,
to an area. The two-story houses around near the school in West Point. It's very similar to the Rosewood residential.
Yeah. True. But we'll save West Point for
Yes.
for
so
another day. So where did we get to on the street? The first,
Not very far.
Police station. We've done that.
We've done the police station.
Courthouse. We kind of touched on, didn't we, earlier?
Yeah.
So that's fine.
I think generally just the courthouse. You can do it for carpentry. I don't know about a base location. I mean, it's got 2 floors. It's got 2 staircases.
A lot of windows, though, isn't there?
A lot of windows.
And no unbreakable fence round it or anything like that.
Yeah. So, great place to loot, not for basing.
Well, them chairs, them metal chairs, fold-out chairs, are they metal working chairs?
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
So that'd potentially be quite good for leveling up metal
So,
working.
just to catch everyone up, we're going to go up north from the bottom of the street. So, we've got police station, fire station, and then we're going to basically go north, just so everyone else can follow.
Yeah. So, anything else to add on the courthouse?
I'm just going to say one general thing about that area. There's another good thing if you're newer and you're trying to move around. You've got that along the whole high street as you go up. You've got that high fence right from the fire station.
Yep.
Up to the next block. So that sort of like hives off all of. It sort of protects you from all the zombies that might be in that residential area.
Yeah.
And it makes progress up the high street so much easier if you're new.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I guess we go up to kind of the next kind of group of buildings. So
restaurant?
Yeah, so the first one is unnamed on the Project Zomboid map project.
Fudgingtons, I think.
I think that's McFudgingtons. We'll call it that. I guess it's just a very easy place to get some early game, like early playthrough kind of food. Like as in when I say early, is in 30 days because there's going to be food in the counter. So like little kind of
cakes,
chocolate treats and stuff.
Yeah, I mean it's nothing special. This place, is it? Really?
No,
nothing to write home about.
It's just a place to kind of loot as you go. I would not base here.
A bit of food and a few knives.
Yeah. And the windows are just bloody massive, aren't they?
Yeah.
There's just no. And then you got Markinson's and Co next to it, which just no, not really. This kind of little chunk here for me is just a looting area. Don't really base there.
You do have apartments on the next floor.
That is true.
And so that's if you wanted to get something that's maybe we're just obsessed with talking about bases, aren't we? Really? If you wanted to get someone that's maybe a little bit closer to the sort of commercial area, or the shops, that might be a good option because you wouldn't have because obviously the apartment's on the next floor. So it wouldn't take too much work to make that a safe area, and they're quite spacious. There's only 2 apartments, quite spacious. They'd be good locations.
Yep. Okay, I guess we'll just continue moving. Actually, no, let's talk about the gated community.
Gated community we're going.
Yes, so that is at this kind of 4-way kind of intersection.
Northwest.
Yes, northwest of these, or northwest of the Knockbank. You'll see, it's hard to miss. It's bigger than that entire.
Surrounded by gates.
Yes. This place is perfect for.
Wrong. You're wrong. It's not.
I'm wrong. Oh no. Go on then. Go on.
Well, no, it is. I'm not saying it's crap. I'm just saying it's not perfect, but it is really, really good.
I like this
as you were going to say. Oh no, I'll tell you what. I've interrupted you. You go on, Sam. You go through all the reasons why it's brilliant because there are a lot of reasons.
So, as you can see, it's very defendable. You've got high walls all the way around. What I would do is I wouldn't have that top kind of that furthest north building, I would kind of gate across the road at the end of like the right building, if you know what I mean. I'd gate across there, and I'd gate across the bottom, and you have what 1, 2, 3 houses, perfectly secure for you. Build anything you want. I mean, it's a no-brainer for me as a base location here. If you like a big base like that.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
And I based it a number of times and a couple of times on multiplayer servers. I like it. I really like it.
It is really good. It is one of the best. I'm not saying it's rubbish. I tell you what, from personal experience. So again, I'm getting a plug in. I'm getting the hang of this. In my Chuck Miller season 1 playthrough, I started in Rosewood. And it was on high population, and I spawned just a little bit north.
I remember
Jenny's
this one.
Table restaurant, right? And I sort of staggered. Eventually, I ended up in the middle house on the left row as a place to base. And it was a good start. But what I found, which was really, really annoying, was what I call fence huggers.
Okay.
You don't know what I'm talking about, do you? So with the old,
I guess so. I think I do.
It was. But... I found it. I had a constant flow of zombies because the way that zombies pathfind, they just follow the fence lines.
Yeah.
So it would kind of draw in loads and loads of zombies. I'm not saying it ruins it as a base area because it's still brilliant. I'm just saying it's not perfect. It's not perfect for this reason: is that every morning I'd wake up and there'd be the area. I might have cleared the area in that sort of that area of 6 houses, and I'd wake up in the morning and there'd be another 2-3 dozen knocking about in that area because they'd all followed the fence line, and at some point they'd stop, and then I'd go out and I'd loot or do whatever I wanted to do, and I'd get back in the evening and there'd be another group there. Because they'd all those fences in a weird. I found, I mean, this is on high population. I found the fences would kind of draw all the zombies into that area. It was really annoying. I had to spend days and days, a lot of time, just clearing the area, making it safe again, only for another group to move in. Like by the end of the day, it was so annoying.
I can see where that can be frustrating. But at that point, did you have respawns on?
No, I didn't. I mean, it was high zombie count.
Okay. Well, I mean, at that point, I would literally just take an axe to every single zombie in the area.
Yeah, but that's the thing. But then they. Well, I suppose when you say the area, you'd have to be saying the whole of Rosewood.
Well, I mean, I tend to be a pretty I'm gonna go slaughter that horde over there kind of player. You'll see it in any video. I'm like, oh, I'm exhausted, but also there are some zombies over there that need to be killed. So I'll rush over there, and yeah, it may be a pitfall and harming my playthroughs every so often, but you know it works. And I don't know. I would say that you're always going to get those zombies no matter where you go. And yes, you'll get fence huggers and stuff, but at the end of the day, they're on the other side of the fence. And you know that they're a pain, yes, but you know there will come a point where after so long they will.
You'll get through them eventually.
Yeah, eventually. But I did find that area would be safe. But then, the fences just used to. I found anyway, draw another group in. It was annoying. But anyway, I feel like I'm overstating it now.
No, it's a valid point.
So we back to
the high
street.
Back to the high street.
So
sure.
East from there, we've got the Zippy Market.
Yep. The saloon, apartments. So we'll just generalise this area because it's kind of very similar, isn't it?
I would say the Zippy Market is a good place to get cigarettes early on if you can't get to the either gas station
or bar.
Yes.
Isn't there a bar? Yes. Yeah.
It's quite central.
Yeah. Quite a good place. Once again, these buildings here are just great for looting. That's really it.
I mean, there's not the salon. The next one along the salon. I mean, Yeah, good place to get scissors, I suppose, but I tend to find a lot of scissors in the zombies now.
Yeah,
whereas
it's
I
weird,
think there was a shortage before.
Yeah, I'm finding a lot more zombies with weapons stuck in them recently.
Law officers to the next one along. I mean, that's
water dispenser.
Yeah, water dispenser. That is it.
Obviously, these all do have apartments above them, but
again,
I would
generic.
just pick somewhere else.
Generic.
I would say, yeah. Go on. Sorry.
Oh, I was going to say, I feel like I'm disagreeing with everything you said, but the apartments, right? So you've got a run of shops there, but they've all got an apartment up there. So you've got, let me see, I'm looking at the map. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It looks like maybe no more than that. Sorry, 6, 7. You got 10, 11, 12 apartments there, and once you get up the stairs, I find there's always loads of loot. Always loads of loot, and not many zombies. So I think the apartments are actually really good because everyone's got a bookcase. Everyone's got a kitchen.
I guess what you could do if you really wanted to, you could make that entire top floor your base.
Yeah, that's true.
Smash out all the stairs and mega base. But then again, once again, you're Rosewood, and if you're getting problems with the fence just left of it, you're going to get problems here. And this does have lots of windows and stuff. You're going to have a base which comes with its own issues of, not having them, like the sheet ropes dragged down by zombies.
Yeah, I think there's a lot better base. It's a good place for loot, this, I think, but base-wise, probably not the best.
You could make it work.
Yeah, it's doable, but I definitely think there's better location.
It's a hot spot for loot because you've got the Zippy Market, so you've got junk food and cigarettes. You've got the bookstore, which was pretty self-explanatory, and you've got the medical as well. If you wanted to get Rosewood Medical right next door,
beta blockers,
all the pills. So again, a lot of potential loot within
this block,
not much effort.
Yes. It's the best loot block, I would say, on the high street, probably.
If you're not counting guns, is very valuable. I would say for like supplies, yes.
Yeah, and definitely. Then just a little bit more is a big Gigamart.
Yes.
Again,
it's across the road as well.
It's big for the size of town.
Yeah, it is.
Another place for a lot of food.
Yeah, plenty of food. Across the road there,
past the church.
Oh, past the church,
and just
north
on the right
of the church.
Oh, I see. Yes.
And you've also got the laundromat, amazing place for metalworking, just off of the Gigamart there.
Yep.
Which is really, really good for metalworking. I suppose we should
talk about the church.
The church, yeah.
Yeah.
Again, is what it is, isn't it? The church, carpentry, dismantle, get some wood there.
Yeah.
Pretty cool base.
It'd be a cool base. I mean, setting up in a church is always a pretty cool kind of base location. I wouldn't because of the amount of windows, but I can see someone making it work.
Yeah, you could kind of, I suppose, make the church a garage, and then the house to the right, you could like sledgehammer the stairs maybe.
Yeah, you could sledgehammer the entire front facing, like the front of the basement, slap 2 garage doors with a mod.
Yeah. It can be a cool bay. Not very practical, I suppose, without mods or whatever, but you need to do a lot of work to it, but it can be quite cool.
Yeah. I just want, before we skip over the residential area, I wouldn't say there are any good base locations really within there, because anything you can do in those locations, you can and probably better. The elementary school, I wouldn't say it's necessarily a good base because it's got windows on every single
It's quite
place.
Busy around there as well.
It's busy.
For Rosewood, I think.
For Rosewood, yeah. So I would say it's great for like books and stuff because you've got a little library. Metalworking as well. You can destroy the plastic chairs. I think that'll work.
Yeah, and carpentry as well. I think the ones in the food hall count as carpentry, maybe.
It's also not got another. It's also just like a first floor, but there's not a second floor. So it's just not really a base location that I'd ever pick.
No.
You could, in terms of the residential, if you wanted to be like based up in the residential as somewhere safe to go to like then loot the nearby, you could consider the house that's literally on the other side of the fence from the fire department. Because it's right in the bottom, so you've got a tall fence
I think that is
on
possibly
two sides.
a spawn house as well, I think, isn't it? One of them is. That one or the next one is definitely. That's quite good because you're secured on what, 2
So that's
sides?
like bottom left of the residential,
The garden chairs outside.
Yes, yeah, and then I guess also you've got a grill, the house along, don't you, which you can take.
Yeah,
I always feel like they're always underutilized.
Yeah. I always normally get one, but never use it.
No.
just in case. But then I was gonna say it's just in case I don't find a generator. But I never cook anyway when I've got a generator. It's just salad or cereal.
Salad or cereal. That's it.
Cabbage salad or cereal. That is literally all I eat. But
a very healthy lifestyle for a survivor.
Yeah.
Poor survivor. Every single day, it's just salad and cereal and milk.
He has the salad for breakfast as well, just to go.
Poor guy.
Change things up a bit.
Yeah.
But back to the high street then, I suppose.
I guess we'll move up to the diner.
The diner.
Can I say a few more things about?
Oh yeah, I'm sorry.
No, it's all right. I mean, you can tell that I've spent like 3/4 of my recent game time of Zomboid in Rosewood, can't you? But it's a bit niche. But next to the church, you got a small house, tiny little house.
Yeah.
There's 3 bookcases in there.
Yeah,
they're all in that one area. I've always found loads of books there.
That's
always.
Really interesting. I've never seen a bookcase like that kind of shape.
Not?
It's weird, like built into the wall.
I think I've seen them.
I've seen them
now.
in Louisville.
Yeah, Louisville.
there are some
I
in
would
Louisville.
say, yeah.
But so there's that little house there that it's a surprisingly productive place to go for books. I mean, it's not the first place I'd go to for sure, but it's not to be overlooked. But this area, the area with the church and the Gigamart, that's the really good location if you're looking for a car.
Yeah.
There's even on low spawn rates, you're always going to get at least half a dozen cars in the Gigamart car park. Yep. So if a vehicle was a priority, I mean, in a way, actually, Rosewood is that's another big plus for Rosewood. There's a lot of car park area.
Yeah.
Along that whole high street with all the commercial.
Needs it, 'cause you need a car to bloody get anywhere from Rosewood.
Yeah.
But the Gigamart car park, well, as with any town, I suppose, it's a good place to go for cars.
Yeah. No, I could agree with that. If you ever need cars, or if you're ever struggling with cars, just go down to the drive-in movie theatre. You'll be all right.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a bit out of the way, though, isn't it?
If you can get one,
you need a car to get there.
Yeah, but I mean, like, you can always tow vehicles.
I mean, if you can get one at the Gigamart or the church, or even across the road at the motel, because that's quite big. Actually, anywhere this northern part, there's quite some big
it's true,
parking lots, isn't
there? There's loads of car parks.
Yeah.
So you can get one there first. Happy days.
Exactly.
To the diner then? Across the road from the Gigamart?
To the diner. Yes.
Again, I can't... Not a lot really going on here, to be honest, is there? There's dismantling a bit of food, maybe.
I guess one thing you could say is there is a staircase in the far back corner of it, which you could make a base, and if you'd have to secure the windows on the place.
Yeah,
there are quite big windows, but once you're up there though and you have it secured, it's quite a nice little area which you could knock out. Have a nice cozy base.
Yeah.
Apart from that, really, I don't know why you'd go there when you've got the motel just around the corner, which you can do the exact same thing, but with much more space.
Yeah. So I suppose diner, it's not that good.
Well, what do you think, Shark? Have you been there recently? Have you got?
Have I been there recently?
Yeah.
That's where I spawned on season 1. That is.
Oh,
So I came out of there. Well, if I was to say to you, I came out of there with one kitchen knife, one rolling pin, a sack, and maybe one can of food.
That's all you need.
That probably says it all, doesn't it? Really?
Yeah, about 50 zombies at the front door.
yeah. Well, yeah, they started coming in straight away.
Yeah.
It was really funny actually because when I started, I saw that Jenny's table sign.
Yeah.
And I was thinking that I was in Louisville because I hadn't realised because it didn't used to have that
I remember
sign.
because I actually saw this episode.
It's embarrassing now when I look back on it, but for the first episode, because I decided not to look at the map.
Yeah, I remember you
I thought I want to try and figure out where I am, and I didn't realise that they'd like sort of rebranded, if you like, some of the buildings in the original towns, and
So
I
you thought-
associated that sign with Louisville.
Oh,
So I
God.
thought I was in Louisville. Yeah, it's embarrassing.
I may have actually even posted you in. I may have been that guy that
No,
commented.
that's all right.
This is Rosewood.
Well, it was the same with the econo rooms as well, because originally it didn't have that econo room sign before Louisville came along. But anyway, I digress.
So
Where were we?
motel. Onto the motel.
Onto the motel.
It's
Well-
got too many windows.
I think.
I'm taking the mickey out of your window obsession. You're
Right,
suddenly obsessed
look.
with windows.
Well, they're weak points, aren't they?
Yeah, but every building's got them.
Well, yeah, but yeah, okay, but like some have more some have more than others.
Yeah,
So what I would
just
do here-
You just seem to
I
be
don't
saying windows every
Well,
third.
windows.
Windows.
What I would do, I would smack out the stairs.
Get rid of the windows.
Yeah,
Get rid of.
blow them up. Get an RPG. Sheet rope up into one area, and you have this entire front area. Just don't fall off the railing. Be careful.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
you got yourself a nice space.
I personally, I don't think I would base here. I only ever seem to come here is just to dismantle the beds. That is it. It could be quite a cool base, but it would need.
Yeah.
You'd have to fence around all the north side. Well, like you say, you could dismantle sledgehammer the stairs.
Yeah, well, what I would do is because there are barely any windows on the bottom floor, I would kind of do a perimeter wall from the econ room sign on the east side of the motel on the second floor. I would kind of do a log wall across, and kind of like enclose this kind of like bottom area in. Like I always feel like there should be a swimming pool there.
Yeah,
I'm always used to having
Yeah.
swimming pools.
yeah, you're right. That's just what I was thinking. Yeah.
It's also a weird I'm getting off topic here, but it's also a weird roof, isn't it? Roof on the left side of the base, or on the left side of the building.
With the windows in the roof.
Yeah,
Yeah, I suppose.
angled. It's a bit of a weird design.
There
Yeah.
is.
I can't see the roof. My
You can't
map's,
go up levels.
Oh,
can
you can't. Can you?
the map's playing up.
No.
I don't know why it's doing it. Don't know why. But anyway.
But yeah.
Just on on that eastern building in the motel, there is a very, very tiny little storage shed, if you like.
There is at the back, isn't there?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's that you can. I found a car battery in there and like some wood glue and a few useful things.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, nice.
So there's just so much loot to be had in Rosewood. Really, it's all so close
Yeah.
together as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I could see myself making a base out of this, but I would only do this really if I was really struggling for other base designs, and this wouldn't be my go-to place. But I mean, maybe I'd make like a little outpost
I think if you were in that part of town and you were struggling, that you could dive into the motel. It's the only place in that little area that's sort of 2-story, I suppose.
Yeah.
You know, if you were struggling, you could just spend the night there, if you see what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or that and the pub, I suppose. Bright Flag Inn.
Yeah, I mean, I think you can make it work, but once again, I'd rather just go somewhere else.
All right, up northbound to Spiffos.
Missing out the bar and the
the
bail
bonds.
bonds.
Bail bonds.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, bail bonds is good because you got the gun locker in the back there, which if you want that little bit extra weapon. I mean, I don't think you really find anything in there. Normally just ammo. I think. But yeah, it's something, I suppose.
Yeah. And the bar, alcohol, drink it or sanitize your bandages.
Yeah, Molotovs, cigarettes.
Yeah. Could
Chips
make a base
as
out
well.
of it. You can make a base out of it if you wanted to. You could fortify the top floor.
Hasn't actually. I'm not even taking the mic now. It doesn't actually have many windows either, which is
Windows.
It only has 4, which I would say is an okay amount of windows for a base, easily boarded.
Yeah,
not massive ones or anything. So
if you really hate the windows, just build like a little airlock around it.
Yeah, I mean, boarding inside and then metal sheeting outside works pretty good as well.
Yeah, exactly.
And it looks nicer on the outside, doesn't it? Metal sheets, I think.
Yeah.
Or bars, and you can see through it then.
Yeah, it's true. But then if you can see it through it, zombies can see through it.
Yes, very true, very true.
And then, I mean, pretty quick then. Not big. You can make them work, but yeah. I don't know why I don't know why you'd base there when you got to get literally just below it.
yeah.
So I guess we'll go back up to the Spiffos then. The number one, the cause of the outbreak.
Yeah, Spiffos burgers.
I wonder, can you pick up that sign?
Yeah, you can. I think.
Well, I'm going there tomorrow.
Pretty sure you can. Again, even though it is Spiffos, it is just like loot wise, like any restaurant. I wouldn't really base up here.
I think once again it's just a building. You go through once, pick up the stuff you need, trash it, blow it up, and then move on.
Yeah, it's got some nice stuff for metal working in the back there, the ovens and stuff. You could dismantle them. But
and I think I can say that the place up the road, the pizza restaurant, literally just north.
Yeah.
A similar thing. It's just not you can't really make a base location of it. It's just kind of there. It's not. I wouldn't. Once, like I said, the other place with Spiffos, just walk through it, trash it, take it, go somewhere else.
Yeah, strip it, do what you want, get what you need, and then just never go back there.
Yeah, exactly.
The floor makes my eyes hurt.
Yeah,
I hate the flooring, man.
It's like a really like a red, then dark red, and then it's not really even in a.
It's like one of them eye, the what are they?
We stare at it long enough.
Yeah, and it makes a picture. Yeah. It's like I can't think what they call it. I used to have a book of them when I was a kid. But that's what it reminds me of.
Yeah, no, it's. No. Just off the flooring alone, I wouldn't go there.
Never, don't even enter it.
Yeah, even look at it.
I think Spiffos and Pizza Worlds in general are the biggest waste of time now. Because it used to, before they sort of redid all the loot table, Spiffos would be an amazing place to go for food. You'd always find 3 or 4, 5 or 6 cans of food, all in that one kitchen.
Yeah.
And now you just get potatoes and sacks.
If you're lucky.
And that's it. You don't get actually any food that you can take. You might find things in the restaurant on the tables. And it's the same in Pizza World. You just find rolling pins and tomato paste and maybe something else. Complete waste of time. Complete waste.
Waste of time.
Yeah. I guess we'll go over to the car repair and the garage, shall we?
Mm-hmm.
The auto shop, which is literally just east across the road. I feel like I like working on my cars in game, so
Yeah, it's nice to have this in Rosewood. Definitely, I think. Yeah. I actually on a multiplayer server, it was a role playing one. I actually was the mechanic in this garage for a time. Me and some other guy. It was really cool, actually.
Yeah,
really good. Yeah, I have fond memories of this place. But again, it's a good thing to have in a town, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, you need a lug wrench, a jack, tire pump. Chances are you're gonna find them in here.
Yeah.
Which is really nice.
I really like them. You know, I know it's a big ask, but I'd really love them to expand on like the mechanics, as in like make the actual like car lift work and stuff. And I know that's a massive a thing way down on, you know, wish list, but you know, making them work. You know, so you actually then look at the underfloor of the cars and stuff, and you can probably like go into depth about it.
Or
maybe
even
that's because I like cars, but
even if it did, you know, sped up your mechanics, you know, like by putting it on the car lift, it increased everything by 50%, taking a wheel off, or you know, something like that.
Yeah, it's like, you know, you can't.
Or you don't need everything. A jack with.
Yeah.
When you use it, something like that. Yeah. There's probably a mod for it, to be honest. There probably is.
It's little things like, you know, you can't take everything out. Like, you know, you shouldn't be able to take out certain things just from.
Imagine just being able to completely replace the engine.
Yeah, strap like a heavy duty VAT, like, you know, a chunky engine inside your little shit box.
The Dart, what's it called? Something
Dart. Yeah. God, that'd be funny.
I think there are quite a few mods that expand on the mechanics in a sort of expand the recipes sort of way. So it gives you more options, and it makes it easier to repair vehicles, because obviously they get really beaten up these days if you drive
they really
into
do,
zombies.
don't they?
Yeah, they really do. And it's very difficult to repair the engine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
really
I mean,
laborious with engine parts.
Something what I play with almost without fail is some mod to increase how much you repair the engine by per piece. Because I think vanilla is like 1% an engine part, isn't it? Or something ridiculous.
Yeah, and you basically have to gut an engine to get like 1 or 2 engine parts.
Yeah. I think that is just a bit too much.
You should just take out the entire engine and put a new one in. And that's what you could do. You know, you could expand on it by getting, you know, an engine or yes, there are things like that. But you know, you can't take out level 4 mechanics, and you know, it's a dream.
yeah. One day, maybe build 72.
72, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I always loved the, you know, you can take a car, you can, you know, take out engines, you know, you can add all this and all that.
Yeah.
I don't know, just little things. I do feel like you should be able. I feel like you should be able to read instruction manuals which allow you to do things. So like so you don't have to be a certain skill to do things. If you read an instruction manual, do it. Yeah. But then your mechanic skill will go up faster if you do it correctly, and also if you
get more reward, i.e.
Yeah, and then you won't have to use
parts back or something.
Exactly, and then you won't have to use the instruction manual.
Yeah,
done it complete.
That'd be quite good actually, because I mean, like I could read an instruction manual on how to, you know, take a part out of an engine. I might not do it right, but I would have liked to be able to follow the instructions. Kind of makes it. Yeah, I quite like that idea actually.
Yeah,
that'd be a good one.
But like obviously with carpentry and stuff, I would kind of go down a similar route, but I don't know how many instruction manuals there are for just building stairs. Like, I don't know. Thing is, if you do that, it opens up.
Yeah.
To, why isn't there for this? Why isn't
Yeah.
Why can't
it'd have to be
follow instructions for cooking and you know.
Yeah, it'd have to be something.
A complete rework.
I think they're overhauling the crafting menu, aren't they? So we'll see what they do with it.
Yeah, that is true.
I think just going off topic a little bit, they're actually, I don't know if you played the game 7 Days to Die, or if you heard of it. No, but anyway, it's first person. It's a first person like Project Zomboid, but they're completely changing all of their crafting to you need magazines to be able to craft something. People are kicking off about it, apparently. So yeah, if Project Zomboid did change to that, they probably wouldn't, just from the backlash that they've got about it. But...
Yeah.
But they have talked about blueprints, though, haven't they? I think in some of the
have they?
updates.
Sure.
I can't remember the top of my head. I'm
I've
going
read that somewhere that you need to get a blueprint. For
Maybe,
some
yeah, maybe like it kind of makes sense. Would it though? For like the smithing,
Yeah.
possibly.
Yeah,
things
it's
like
in, like,
kilns
casts.
and things like this.
Yeah, so I think I do remember now, because the blueprint is essentially, you need. Oh, I can't think. I think something like that has been said. I can't think off the top of my head though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no.
Anyway, just finally with the garage, if you were looking for a mechanics book, you can sometimes find them in garages.
Yeah, how to use generators as well. I think can spawn in there.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, good shout.
And also mailboxes, mailboxes for how to use generators and herbalist magazines.
Oh yeah, well, all sorts of skill mags. Always check the mailboxes, huh?
Yeah. I remember I was actually in Rosewood again, one of my early playthroughs, and it was for some reason I really wanted a herbalist magazine and I could not find one anywhere. It's before I even thought about checking mailboxes. Read something on Reddit, have a look at mailboxes. I found one. So always check mailboxes.
Yeah, it's a golden rule. Just check them. Doesn't hurt, does it? 2 minute, 2 second walk. Just check it.
Just as you're walking past it, just crack open that. Top down.
Exactly.
Oh.
All right then.
I think that's it then for Rosewood.
I guess to the gas station quickly.
Yeah. Have we done the gas? No,
We did right at the start, didn't we? But I mean, I think just a general. Always good to make yourself a base out of a gas station. Unlimited gas.
Yeah. Definitely.
Quite a nice area. You can build up. In the there's a staircase up for the apartment area.
You got
very
the
small,
toilets and stuff for water.
Cozy. Exactly.
But one main downside. So many windows.
So many.
I was going to make that joke.
It's becoming a thing now, isn't it? So many windows.
Actually, just quickly as well, one good thing is you actually have a freezer there as well, chest freezer, and some big fridges, which is a bonus. And you'd have the stuff upstairs. So this is actually a really good base, I think.
I would also like to just say that there are the houses just I don't know, you didn't count it in Rosewood, but it's the houses just up the road, across the main road, and it's the house that we all went. Remember?
Yeah. Oh,
where that fateful evening.
Who actually was bitten? Who was bitten? Was it? It was me.
It was Chuck. Yeah.
We all thought it was you.
Yeah. That was a good video.
Yeah, check it out. Get that plug in.
Yeah,
it's
linked in the description.
He's linking it. Yes, one step further. Get it linked. It's a good video.
And I mean, it's a pretty cool base location. Although once again, it is out of the way, and that could be a downside for people. Yeah. And when we were playing it and we were there with Trombonaut, it was a bit of a pain sometimes to walk all the way back.
With undying zombies and sprinters.
Yeah, well, that was fun.
It was something, all right.
Yeah, it was really good. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was really fun today.
I guess just generally down south of Rosewood, like the little farm areas. I would say, they're nice little places to loot, but I wouldn't make a base.
Nah,
too spread out there.
Just spread out. And I guess one thing we could add on just to the end, you got that secret military base, haven't you? All the way down. So if you
west.
go, it's a real place to put it, isn't it? You'd think military.
Yeah, I mean, because every time I've been, in my experience, this is not worth the effort of going. No, it really isn't. There's nothing there.
And thinking logistically as the military, why would you make the entrance a dirt track? As in, I know you want to make it secret and stuff, but you look at it and you go, how are you going to get any vehicles through there?
Is it? And they have a car park as well.
Yeah,
So it's
car
not as if
park,
it's
but,
just choppers coming in.
yeah, but the road is just awful, like
Yeah.
awful.
Yeah, I wouldn't even come to this place just because of the drive.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
I think they need to rename it. It's a bit of a misnomer. Calling it a military base. It makes those that aren't in the know think that it's going to be chock full of army gear and
the
guns.
only thing it's chock
Yeah.
full of is zombies. That is
Yeah.
literally
I think
it.
it's a research facility more than... It might still be military, but I think it's supposed to be mainly for research.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why there's no big armory and no real
Mhm.
There are not lots of military guys there. It's a waste of time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not good.
Waste of time.
That's
But,
just no point.
One other thing I can say two things. Can I say two more things about
Go on.
Rosewood? I know you were just talking about that house and we've moved on, but I love that house just north.
Which one? Oh,
Because
right,
I know it is a bit out of the way, but
Mhm.
if you are struggling for some reason in Rosewood, there's too many zombies and you're finding it difficult to get a foothold or make a safe base, you've got that 2-story house just outside of Rosewood.
Yeah.
It's because if you're playing on sort of like the normal settings, you've got urban focused zombies, so they're all in town. So it's only a short walk away, and it's a safe place. It's a 2-story house with not many zombies around, and it's not far to get back into town to maybe start by looting the gas station for a bit of food and things like this. I think it's a really good location.
Yeah, it's not bad actually.
It's nowhere near any spawn places, so it's probably not that easy to get to early on in the game. And the other thing, I said two things, didn't I? The other thing the other thing I like about Rosewood is that it's kind of the nearest town to the military surplus store.
Yeah.
I love going there. There's so many guns. There's actually loads.
Do you want to just quickly kind of give general directions if you
yeah.
can?
So if you are at the northern tip of Rosewood, and at that first crossroads just by the gas station, you take a left.
Yeah.
It obviously you need a car. Obviously it's a long drive, but you just follow that road. There's a few bends, and then.
Is this the one on the very western side of the map?
Well, you've got the military surplus store. So let's have a look. So if you're going on, you've taken a left at the crossroads. You've got one bend, and at the second bend,
go straight over.
Bends to the left. You go straight up, and there's actually a nice area. There's a You've got the military surplus, but you've got a doctor's, restaurant, a gas station. Really great location.
I swear that Ash, on your server, you've went there. I remember watching the live streams, and I remember this corner because I was like, "It's such a weird corner, isn't it?"
Yeah. I went to that one, and I think the other one as well. That north to the west. But yeah, no, I really like this place. I only really found out about this one fairly recently. Probably, I think it's in my. I'm going to do the plug unintentionally, but the Nomad playthrough I was doing when I was actually traveling around, I found this place, which I think that was the first time I ever went there, but. It was really good.
I didn't realize how much stuff there was. I've never been here.
Yeah, it's a really good location.
Yeah,
you got a gas station as well.
Mechanics. It is a good place.
Do you reckon you can make a base out of the army surplus store?
Yeah, it's doable.
Too many windows.
Too many windows.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Nah, more than 4.
Too many.
It's a no.
What's a good amount of windows then?
None.
None. Yeah.
You want to be in a grey prison for the rest of your life. Walls, and that's all that matters. If there's a wall in between you and the zombies,
happy days.
But as Ash said, if you don't take that straight on at the second bend and you just carry on, you end up at another area. It's got a hunting store and a camping store, and a gas station again.
Yeah.
So if you really wanted to stock up on guns,
you can go there.
If I'm in Rosewood, I always, and I'm really well established, it's a long playthrough, I always go to those 2 locations. Loads of guns, loads of ammo. Really good.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Always busy.
It's tenuous to link, but.
I guess even quickly we can talk about the area just east of Rosewood. You see where the army quarters are and the warehouses are. So if you
southeast, then
Yeah, southeast. So
Yeah.
it's kind of, if you go to the elementary school,
And east.
you kind of see it. It's just general kind of big,
near
big
them,
old
near them
open
houses
fields.
with the dirt path.
Yes, yes. Yeah, I guess you could talk. You could go here. There's probably equipment in the lockers there.
Yeah. Now I remember again before they changed all
Bit
the
too
loot.
far out.
These warehouses used to be so good for loot, but now they're just full with sacks of
Makes
potatoes.
me sad.
Yeah, yeah. And they
It
weren't
makes
really
sense
good.
though.
Yeah,
does
no,
make
definitely. But yeah, the military quarters are quite good as well. You get some, not knives in there normally, hunting knives and ammo and stuff.
Always good if you like short blade.
Yeah, I think short blade is very, very
Let's
good.
not go on an hour-long debate.
Yeah,
on short blade.
we'll save that. We'll save that for another episode. So I think we've covered Rosewood, haven't we?
Within an inch of its life, I think. You might as well go through every single residential area next. Yeah.
We should go through and count the total amount of windows.
Oh yes.
How many windows?
Mate,
I'll tell you what though, it's got a good number of David the Gnomes as well.
Yes, we love the gnomes.
I sometimes like collecting those.
Gotta be.
You got like a family in your living room, and you got like 5 of them all around the dinner table, reminiscing about before the apocalypse.
Did you know that? Because I don't know, I might have mentioned this to you guys before, but possibly off camera. David the Gnome it's actually a cartoon character.
Really?
In something like Spain or something like that, some European country.
Wow.
I don't know why they've put it in the game, because I was searching Google trying to find some sort of a good image of David the Gnome for like a thumbnail.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't get a clear image from in game, because this is before I knew all the ways you can get better pictures. And so I was trying to Google it, trying to find a picture somehow that was a bit more clearer and sharper. And I stumbled across this thing. It's a weird, like really old, like 80s cartoon series called David the Gnome.
Wow.
And it looks exactly the same. So they must have.
That's pretty cool.
They must have based it on that.
When was it set?
Well, I'm going from memory, so I might go wrong.
Okay.
But it looked it looked basic in the way that the Simpsons Series 1 drawing looks a bit basic compared to what it is now. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
So it made
The
it
world
look a bit
of
dated.
David the Gnome, 3 seasons,
Have you found it?
animation. Yeah.
Yeah,
1985.
There we go. It's the same one, right? It looks exactly the same.
Yeah.
It can't
That
be
is-
coincidence.
I looked up as well. It really is, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the
That
same.
is
They
David
must-
the Gnome.
We
it's
need
kind
to
of got
find
that,
out why
like-
it's in the game.
It's kind of got that like lack of. It's not like HD, isn't it? It's the line work isn't pronounced, I guess.
Yeah.
It's we need to find out why.
Maybe we should do a watch party, and we should watch it together.
All 3
It's a live
seasons.
stream. All 3 seasons, yeah.
So there you go. There's a Zomboid fact you didn't know.
Yeah, there we
That's
go.
pretty cool.
It's actually got a 7.4 out of 10 on IMDb, so
It's better
must
than
be
most
pretty
Marvel
good,
stuff, isn't it?
yeah. I'm gonna watch.
I think
this
that's
tonight.
maybe taking our Zomboid obsession a bit far.
Yeah.
This is deep into the lore.
Yeah.
Hey, maybe one day there'll be like a spin-off Spiffo animated series.
Yes, that's what we really need.
Yeah, that is what
A
we need.
Spiffo surviving the zombie apocalypse, and all the zombies are just dead Spiffos. Yes,
That's
I like
what
some
we
of that.
Anyway,
I think
We've gone off
Covered-
in a
Yeah,
really
covered
weird.
Rosewood,
yeah.
didn't
We thought this could be a quick episode, but
half an hour we can do it.
wasn't. Of course it. Who was we kidding? Who?
Yeah.
So,
We're looking
yeah.
forward to Louisville. We've been doing this for an hour and a bit now, aren't we?
Yeah.
This is 1/8, not even 1/8, 1/10 the size of Louisville.
Yeah, it's gonna be
God.
something. Maybe a Christmas special.
Yeah, we'll get there by Christmas.
Yeah. So yeah, I think we'll call it there for this one then.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, thank you all for listening or watching. We appreciate it. Let us know in the comments what you think of Rosewood, if you like any places we've missed off or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.
See you next time. Bye.
Yeah. Yes.